Mimi nilikuwa jana kule tukipokea rais. Na tunataka kushukuru nyinyi kwa sababu mliombea mheshimiwa rais wakati alienda kwa hiyo kesi. Hata sisi Eldoret tulikuwa na maombi. Na hiyo kesi tunajua imekwisha kwa sababu mheshimiwa rais alienda huko hata hakuongea. Map kete beongut. Lakini gongo weksi anya moy work big am nande.
You know, Buzeki's candidature is issue-based. We have a very clear manifesto. I think I even have my manifesto here. If somebody can give me a copy of the manifesto, then you can see I have a manifesto. The governor who is in the seat today and has been there for the last 5 years has no manifesto in the public domain. We have hanged ourselves open to the people of Uasin Gishu to shred us and engage us on this document that we have put here that is going to chart the way for Uasin Gishu for the next 5 years. Now, the big multitudes of crowds that we are attracting in what you saw like Ziwa is because people have come to the realization that empty politics and rhetoric is not going to provide a solution to the socioeconomic challenges that they face. So they've realized that with the Buzeki candidature and an issue-based campaign that they are talking about enhancing agriculture, employment for the youth, healthcare services, availing water, this is what has attracted multitudes of crowds like what you are seeing in all my rallies. So I would imagine that once I start implementing my manifesto, you can be rest assured that my popularity will keep rising and keep rising because I'm going to deliver based on this manifesto.
Now there's very serious trouble brewing up in Uasin Gishu County over the governorship race between Buzeki, and the current Governor Jackson Mandago. And I mean very serious trouble. Very, very serious trouble, And I just thought it would be a nice opportunity for me to bring it to your attention so that you know exactly what is happening on the ground. It's not very good news. No Kenyan should celebrate. In fact, we should all do everything in our power to ensure that the people who want to bring about this trouble will not succeed. Because sometimes politics, people forget that there's a life after politics and they want to get the objective no matter what. Even if it means a few people dying, they don't care, as long as they're able to get re-elected into office. Okay. Anyway, let me just get to the bottom of it. Let's just, as usual, start from the beginning. Now, Jackson Mandago, of course, is the current incumbent governor of Uasin Gishu. Very controversial character. He has been known to make ethnic statements which have even come to national attention. Maybe the best example of this is over the vice chancellorship of Moi University, which is within the county. He has his view is that the vice chancellor of that particular university must come from a certain community. I mean his community, from the Kalenjin community, and this many people have not, quite rightly so, have not agreed with the Governor Mandago, and it seems that his entire politics plays along ethnicity. Speaking to people on the ground in Uasin Gishu, his whole term so far has been based on ethnicity. He drums up ethnic emotions, he drums up local emotions, or people have been sat on for a long time, or we need to rise up, or we need all that kind of rubbish talk, which brings ethnicity. Now meanwhile, this has closed the eyes of the locals to actually the potential of this particular county to go very far, because it's a very rich farming community. There are a lot of opportunities in this community, in this county, for development. Actually, this county is one county which should be shining, but it's not, because of the leadership. The leadership is more focused on ethnicity, more focused on other things other than development. Okay. Now, the person challenging him is a very interesting character. His full names are Zedekiah Bundotich Kiprop, but everybody calls him Buzeki. Actually, Buzeki is the name of his group of companies, very successful in the transport business. And this is, transportation of goods, cargoes, and so on. And this is why he's popularly known as Buzeki. yeah, after his name after his company names. Now it's very interesting the way this businessman has risen up. I want us to examine that because it's actually relevant to what we're discussing here. The interesting thing about the Buzeki group of companies is that in 2008 they entered a completely new field, which was the field of processing and distribution of milk. It seems that Buzeki, or rather Kiprop Budotich, is the sort of person when he sees opportunity, he jumps at it immediately, and he does not stop until he succeeds. That has clearly come out of this, because this milk example is very instructive. What was happening at the time, actually, Buzeki had a contract to distribute milk for a very famous milk brand in Kenya, which we all know, called Tuzo. Yeah, Tuzo, of course, was at that time was owned by Spinit Dairy Limited, one of the largest milk processors in the country. Okay, and it must have been from there that Bundotich saw the opportunity, and he launched his own Molo Milk Company. Yeah? I'm sure you've been, if you're in Kenya, you go to supermarket, you see the Molo brand. Yeah, that was his brand. Now, Molo Milk Company was launched in 2008, but barely 5 years later, it was so big, so successful, that it attracted the interest of another company which wanted to acquire it. Yeah? Actually, in 2013, Buzeki sold Molo Milk Company to a very familiar company you'll know, which is the Brookside Dairy. Yeah? The Brookside Dairy, of course, is owned by the Kenyatta family. Now, of course, these acquisition figures are kept very secret, top secret. They're sensitive. But according to my information, actually the purchase price was close to 1.5 billion Kenya shillings. Yeah? Quite a lot of money. Yeah, it exchange hands. So this Buzeki guy is loaded. Yeah, he has money. So that is what they sold the acquisition for. I mean, that's what Brookside paid to acquire it. As you know, Brookside now dominates the local milk processing business, but that's a story for another day. It's a business story in politics now. Yeah, so this is Buzeki for you. Yeah, and now you'll realize a lot of people have gone to the milk processing business and have failed. Very many. Oh, the list is so long. Okay, but Buzeki went into a very highly competitive, highly technical field. Milk processing is not a joke, because remember, you're dealing with perishables. Yeah, products which within hours, imeharibika, can't be sold. It's useless stock. Yeah, so he went into that business and he succeeded. Of course, it was a great help that already he had been involved in the distribution, logistics distribution of this particular product on behalf of another big milk brand, which was Tuzo. Okay, yeah. The fascinating thing is that Buzeki, let's just call him that because everybody calls him that. Buzeki's campaign in Uasin Gishu started as far back as 2013. It did start yesterday or in the run-up to nomination. It started as far back as 2013. Yeah, he has moved to every corner of the county. He has moved to all constituencies. Everybody knows him, and everybody has been sold his vision, what he wants to do for Uasin Gishu, which actually is quite impressive, because it just gives me the impression, or rather, you get the impression that this is going to be another Alfred Mutua for Uasin Gishu. Yeah, he's going to totally transform the county. Well, if he turns his blueprint into action, even if he achieves even 10 or 20% only of what he's got in his blueprint, Uasin Gishu is going to be transformed. Okay, so that's Buzeki for you. But as I said when I started this recording, there's a huge problem on the ground. Okay, let's start with the violence. There's been very serious violence where we have seen Buzeki attacked. Yeah, his vehicles attacked. Violence rained upon his people. And we have even had a sacred, traditional Kalenjin war ceremony being performed right in the center of Eldoret, yeah, as a kind of warning, of what is to come. Okay, very scary stuff. Okay, of course we'll continue this in the second part of the series, where now I'll get into the real issues here and why every Kenyan should be concerned with this. Yeah, see you in the second part of this recording. This is Chris Kumekucha.